Hi y'all! Hello guys, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings. Tarot readings from the heart. It's been a long time, I know. Jeez, oh my goodness. I know, what happened? You know what happened, don't you? You know, for you guys that watch, are my avid watchers, thank you for, sticking with me in the channel and everything. You know that back in November, I took 3 weeks off because I was kind of really ill with flu, sciatica and a dodgy foot. Oh man, it was tough. And you know the story of that because I let you guys know what was going down with me, why I hadn't been on the channel. And then I recorded some videos for that week and then I was off again. So I think when I counted it up, because we're nearing the 7th, and I think it was the 7th of November that I actually went off. And then I came back I think it might have been something like, I don't know, the 30th of November or something when I re-recorded something. And then I went off again around the 30th or the 7th of December, something like that in between those dates. And then I came back again and I said, okay, I'm going to be more consistent. I'm a lot better. And I was a lot better and I have been a lot better. Thank you, Lord, because it was a bad illness back in November. But then, obviously, you guys know that I had, because I was ill, I had this huge backlog of clients. I mean, loads of them. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. Especially on the year aheads. I mean, I had people ordering other readings, but also a lot of year aheads, because it's the time of year when you have a lot of people wanting to do their 12-month forecast, that type of thing. And don't get me wrong, my website has always been I'm very proud of what I've created with the website. I'm very proud of the fact that I've created a very successful business. I'm now branching into other areas and things like that. It's great. But I noticed that because I'd been ill as well. Sorry, that's my Alexa. Alexa, don't turn on. I'm not talking to you. I noticed because I'd been ill, I'd had a lot of clients, and then I had more clients coming in for the year ahead. So I think all in all, in around 2 months, because we're nearing the 7th anyway, and when this reading goes up, it's probably going to be around the 7th of January or something like that. So all in all, in around 2 months, I've only been on twice. Sorry, guys, I'm really sorry, but first it was illness, and then it was, it's taken me literally 2 months to get all of the year aheads and the other readings done and down. And I'm now comfortably at a position where I can finally come back onto YouTube and record. So I just really wanted to come and explain why I haven't been on, why I've not been consistent with the channel. It's because I've been really busy on the website. So yeah, I'm going to try and be more consistent. Now what I thought I would do today, guys, is I want to do a year ahead for each of the signs. So we're going to do the usual live spread, but I'm not going to focus on the full 5 to 7 areas. The private readings do 5 to 7 areas, okay? This reading is going to be vastly toned down. So we're just going to look at today for it's not even a year ahead, it's a 6 monthly reading that we're looking at, guys. So we're looking from January through to June, the end of June 2020. And all we're going to look at is the areas of love, career and finance. That's all we're going to look at in terms of what's coming in for the next 6 months for you guys. And then I'll do an update around the June time to look at what's coming in between June and the end of the year 2020, December 2020, okay? I'm also, instead of putting up a weekly this week, I'm going to put up a month ahead. So we're also going to look at, I know it's a little bit late, I know, but yeah, we're going to look from around January 7th through to February 7th, okay? So we're going to look, whatever time I know that this is going up, I'm going to put it from there. So we're going to look around January 7th or 8th through to February 7th or 8th. So we're going to do a monthly like that. And instead of having the 1st of Jan to the end of Jan, we're going to have a look at, Jan to, Feb, whatever the dates are, okay, that I start, all right? So that's what we're going to do. What time is it? 6 minutes in. Fast forward. If you don't want to hear my blarney, just fast forward, guys. You don't have to stick around. I've missed you anyway. I've missed all of you. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in. And thank you to everyone who ordered a year ahead. It was phenomenal. 2 months of trying to get down on a whole heap of people. Ugh. Sometimes, I would start at 5 in the morning and then finish at probably 1 in the morning. 5 in the morning, I'd get up and then finish at 1 in the next morning. I was like, oh man, I can't. I was like this, but yeah, God saw me through it, and I'm so grateful. I love what I do, and I'm just really grateful for everybody who's supporting me, and all of you guys that have come for private readings and really made my dreams come true and my business a huge success. So thank you very much. All right, let's get on with the reading, guys. Enjoy the year ahead readings. And also sitting next door, you've got your January 7th or 8th through to the February 7th or 8th month ahead reading. As from next week, I'll be back onto the weeklies, but really I just wanted to kind of just say thank you and put out a couple of kind of biggest, largest readings out to you guys, all right? Love you guys loads. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hi Libra, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your 6 month year ahead live spread. Okay, well, it's a 6 month spread. It's from January through to June 2020. The cards that we're using for the reading, guys, are the Lightseers Tarot for the body of the reading. So we use this for the actual areas. We then use the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. We only use the majors. Remember, this is the anchor section. So for each section of the live spread, the anchor card that falls in that area will show how everything is going to pan out long term. The Quantum Tarot is for your spiritual reading, which we're going to do first. And the Heal Yourself reading cards are the advice from the universe for the next 6 months. Okay, let's get started. Okay, Libra, so we've got the cards down. Let's have a look at what the spiritual message is for the next 6 months. Right, commitment. I mean, the commitment card, the event card, can be anything like a marriage, for example, or you can see that he's signing a contract here. So this can be a marriage, it can be, you know, signing a contract, a new partnership, coming in, that type of thing. This can be something legal, it can represent. Let's have a look at the next one showing up here. The intention, the honor, the path card. So the universe is saying that, I think that, you know, when I look at the commitment card, even though in the booklet it says that this is like literally an event where you're signing a, you know, a contract, that type of thing, or you're entering into a partnership and you're signing a, you know, a contract on that, or something, it's a new business contract, that type of thing. It feels very spiritual to me, this card does, even though it's not in the realm of the spirituality section of these particular cards. It feels that almost like you need to commit to honouring an intention here, which would be to honouring the path, all right? So it almost feels like it's saying that you need to commit to honouring a particular path that you're on, or one that you say. I mean, intention is something that you put out into the universe, so this could be anything like your New Year's resolution. Your New Year's resolution might have been to give up smoking, Libra. Well, you need to commit to that, for example. Let's have a look at the next one. We have the Spirit card. So angels of the 4 directions. It may be that you need to ask for angelic assistance in that. That's how I'm going to read those cards. I feel that the universe is saying, Libra, okay, that you need to commit to a path, all right? So you set an intention. It's called the honouring path. So you need to commit to an intention that you're setting here for 2020, okay? And I think that if you need help, you need to ask for angelic assistance, angels of the 4 directions. I'm not going to go to the booklet because that takes too long, but I certainly, just in looking at this, a glimpse of it, you know, the event needs to be that you have to make an absolute commitment to a path that you're on, by probably asking angels for assistance going forward, okay? So this is keeping those intentions in 2020, okay? But you have to commit to that, and if you're finding that it's really difficult, go to the angels for assistance because they'll give you that. All right, that is your angelic message for the next 6 months. We're going to come back with the live spread. Bear with me. You got the Knight of Swords. This is an arrival, a new lover. Knight of Swords. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Libra could be an air sign. But usually when you get a Knight of Swords, it talks about somebody who's arriving, someone who's coming in, a new lover. So the energy around your love life over the next 6 months is new love, the Knight of Swords. What are you experiencing under that Knight of Swords there? Yeah, there you go, the Fool. New beginnings with the Fool energy. An opportunity to step into a new phase with the Fool energy showing here. Also the Fool, I was watching a tarot lady on YouTube today, and she's a reviewer of tarot cards, and she's brilliant. I think she's Truth in the Story or something. She's really good. I really love watching her channel. And she talks about the Fool as the Fool being when you're the star, or the star card is about kind of having trust and faith in the universe, but the Fool is all about having trust in the world. So it's about stepping off a cliff and expecting that, you know, you're going to get rescued, like the world to save you, you know. And it's so apt for that. So it's kind of like with this Fool energy, it's kind of like taking a leap of faith and trusting that it's going to be kind of okay with that Fool energy showing there. What is around this energy? But we've got the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands in a love reading can mean that there are worries and there are anxieties concerning the situation. Let's have a look at the outcome card. I think that you're going to be waiting for something to develop with this person, to be honest with you, Libra. All right, because the Seven of Coins is the card that, I mean, there's two things with the Seven of Coins. You can either be reviewing the relationships, or it might be that you're kind of like, there's the new arrival of someone here, an arrival of a new lover, and underneath that you're experiencing the Fool. So, you know, also when I think about this and I think about that Fool card, it kind of makes me think that you're experiencing the first flushes of love. Like, the Fool would be the innocence of love, the naivety of love, all of those things. It's the, you know, it's the going out and it's the having a good time, and it's the, spending time together and having a lot, and not really knowing much about an individual, because you're still at that Fool stage, you know. You're still at that stage of innocence and naivety about a relationship, okay? But I do feel, and I feel that when we say what were you, it's because we already know that new love comes in with the Knight of Swords. It's the arrival of a new lover. So we've got crowning your love reading, Libra, a new lover, Knight of Swords. But underneath that, it's almost like it goes from one stage to the other. So you underneath that, what you experience is the stage of kind of butterflies in the stomach with the Fool energy. The headiness of a new relationship, like, oh, this feels really nice. Oh man, isn't he or she so great? That type of thing. But then you go to the next stage being the Five of Wands, which is, I'm not so sure. You start to develop, I think, anxieties and worries with this Five of Wands energy here, Libra. And the outcome card is the Seven of Coins. Some of you guys waiting to see what develops, what goes on, or waiting to see how things, you know, what kind of comes around from everything, waiting to see whether there's anything that can be developed in the relationship. And some of you guys are at that Seven of Coins where you're kind of like, you know what, actually I'm reviewing this again. I'm reevaluating this relationship. I'm not sure whether I want to continue with it. There's definitely going to be, I feel, some questions that you're going to be asking about love. I'm seeing some uncertainty here. Where is everything heading? The Tower is probably not going to last, I'm afraid. Libra, I'm just seeing a relationship here over the next 6 months not lasting. All right, because you start off with all of the kind of like, oh, he's so nice, she's so nice. That's the Fool stage of a relationship. It's the naivety, it's the excitement, not knowing much about the partner, but just kind of falling into this headiness of love, butterflies in the stomach. You might as well have had an Eight of Wands here or something. Very nice card, but the problem is you soon run into trouble with the Five of Wands, where it's like, oh, I'm not so sure. I'm a bit confused about this, you know. I'm a bit anxious, probably anxious about this person, because you just don't really know where you stand, or you don't really know. There's definitely something you don't trust about this person, I think, here, Libra. And then the outcome is the Seven of Coins, either saying, well, let's wait and see. This can be wait and see. So the outcome could be, well, let me just wait and see what happens, or start to have second thoughts. But either way, in the long term, this relationship, I don't believe, will last, because we've got the Tower here. What's going on around career over the next 6 months? Well, the Ten of Coins. The Ten of Coins, tens are ending of cycles, so there could be something about a cycle ending, a change with the Ten of Coins. But the Ten of Coins can also talk about job security as well, and stability. What are you experiencing underneath that Ten of Coins energy? All right. I do feel that there are, with the Moon energy, some uncertainties. Also, the Moon can be secrecy as well. All right. So it might be that the energy coming in, what's crowning your career area, Libra, there is a cycle. It looks like there's a cycle of change here with the Ten of Coins energy, and underneath that, what you're experiencing. But you know, this can also just be the building or the job, but you're experiencing some uncertainty. There could be secrecy going on within your working environment. You could also, the Moon card can also mean hidden energy, you know, hidden enemies as well, when you get this card as well, because it can show up as females, okay? So, you know, bitchy females, jealous females, the Moon energy shows there, because it's feminine energy. If you look at this, the Moon as well, though, she looks submerged by water. So she's absolutely submerged. All right, which means to me, when I look at this Moon card, this person is riddled with anxiety as well. Let's have a look at the next card showing up here. Oh, sorry, babe. Three of Swords. I think that, you know what, I just get the impression that this Ten of Coins is not feeling secure at all. It's representing that something is coming to a close. There's an ending of a cycle here. But I actually feel that that ending of a cycle with the Ten of Coins is... It's funny because the Ten of Coins isn't reversed, but it's almost like the ending of the cycle is that something... Because if there's an ending of the cycle here, but underneath this ending of the cycle, what are you experiencing? This, it kind of means that this wasn't the way it was before. I actually feel that things are changing in your job. And I think that what's happening here, Libra, is what you're experiencing as a result of that change is that moon energy. Lots of uncertainty here. Three of Swords, lots of worries. I think there's lots of uncertainties and worries within the job. What's the next card showing up here? The Two of Swords energy. You've got like swords here and the moon card here. I don't think this is a great combination, because the Two of Swords might be that you are conflicted. It might be that there are, you're really worried. Maybe there are certain things that you can't see. You don't know what's going on. Three of Swords energy here is conflict as well. You might be dealing with conflict with others as well, hidden enemies as well. So you might be dealing with conflict with females, for example, within the job here. And it might be with the Two of Swords, this results in you being faced with a very important decision. Because the moon in a work reading can also be hidden enemies as well. And it might be that you are facing, you're getting hurt as well. There are deep wounds, because the Three of Swords is all about, I love this version of the Three of Swords. Three of Swords as well is all about incurring some deep wounds. So some of you guys, unfortunately, incurring some deep wounds via possibly people that you don't get on with that moon energy. People who have these hidden agendas, that type of thing. I get the impression with the Two of Swords energy showing here that you'll be faced with a very important decision. But this looks to me as well. Look at this Two of Swords. How interesting is this Two of Swords? Doesn't she look like she's trying to bat off these? Can you see these crows? See how they're shouting at her? Can you see? When you do tarot, guys, just one bit of advice. Don't always read a card in terms of the general meaning. Please don't do that, because you miss out on a lot of shit if you just read general meanings. Don't do that. I'm not going to read the general meaning into this. Look at it. These crows are obviously enemies. That people speak. Look at this one here. Look at this crow especially there, shouting at this woman. Look. Can you see it crowing at her? And she looks like she's got her arms. She looks like she's trying to bat them off. But they're trying to kind of hold her down. They're trying to kind of... wrap her up in string. So they're trying to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? You've got people that are trying to hold you back here, and I don't like the look of these crows. It's almost like you've got a lot of people in your ear telling you what to do, or you've got maybe a couple of colleagues or a couple of bosses around you that are trying to wrap you up in knots, that type of thing. I don't like this work reading, I won't lie. I'm so sorry, babes. I'm really sorry, Libra. I am. Because I want to give you a good... But I don't like this reading. I don't like the way it looks, and I don't like the way it feels. And it feels like this is you being submerged in a whole heap of emotion with that moon as well. It feels like you're incurring some deep hurt as well showing here. And it's funny. Can you see? Look at this. Can you see where your hair is and where that line is there? It's almost like your head is very much attached to that Three of Swords energy here. It's almost like you're submerged in this deep emotion here, and your head is very much kind of shattered. It's almost like your head is being split into three pieces here. It feels like there are people around you trying to wrap you up in knots in work. That's how it feels. So I feel that the energy coming in is that there is going to be the ending of a cycle with this Ten of Pentacles. Because I think that you're just dealing with some colleagues here or bosses or whatever they are that are not very good. Some of these people could be female. It feels, I don't like the way it looks. It looks really, I'm sorry guys, I am sorry about work. Hopefully it won't resonate with you, but I definitely don't like the look of those cards. Where are things culminating to? The Hanged Man. All right. I think that you're going to be reviewing your working situation with the Hanged Man energy showing here. All right. I'm not going to say that your hands are tied, and I'm not going to say that your feet are tied either, but I definitely feel that you're going to be reviewing, because this is the kind of looking at things from another perspective as well. So I certainly feel that it's under review as to whether you stay in your job or not. That's why we've got the ending of the cycle card of the 10. Finally, finances. Let's have a look at what finances say, Libra. Okay, well, we've got the 10 of Cups energy. That should be good. 10 of Cups is always pretty much good within a financial reading. What are you experiencing underneath that? All right, the Magician. So the Magician could be new ideas, new goals, a new vision, for example. The manifestation of money is the Magician energy showing here. I think something is coming to you unexpectedly, because you've got a Magician and a Tower. And the Tower is not always bad when it comes to money. If we get a good card here like the Star or the Nine of Coins, it's unexpected money. What is this? Oh, the Ace of Wands showing up here. Okay, new ideas. I think there's an expansion, or like there's a eruption of new ideas with the Ace of Wands energy showing here. I think you've got an eruption of new ideas. Because the Tower, remember when you get Tower cards and things, you don't always read the cards. You know, I mean, the Tower would be restructure as well. So the Tower in a financial reading, I mean, your Magician could be an expert and you're restructuring. You've got an idea here that you should be, you know, you should be restructured. Because the Tower would be kind of like, you know, if you went to like a debt place and you had debt, you would restructure with the Tower. So the Tower would be that you're breaking down all of the finances, you're getting rid of a load of stuff and you're restructuring those finances. So that would be a restructure card, is the Tower. And the Magician could be an expert. So it might be that some of you guys, I feel that the energy coming in is one of achievement with the Ten of Cups, but also one of just feeling comfortable financially. So I'm seeing your finances being quite comfortable with that Ten of Cups, because Ten of Cups means to be comfortable. So comfortable finances is the energy around your finances, and underneath that, what you're experiencing is, I mean, there could be the manifestation, you know, of an explosion of new ideas on how you're going to make money. But also, more than anything, if you do have some debt here, Libra, I do feel with that Ten of Cups that the energy is any problems with debt are being resolved, because tens are resolutions to problems as well. So I'm seeing resolution here as well with the Ten of Cups in terms of finances. That's the energy coming in. Underneath that, you may be experiencing an expert, the Magician energy. So somebody who's got a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge, for example, on how they can help you. The Ace of Wands energy here. Okay, so it might be somebody who can help you here, the Magician, to restructure your finances here. Ace of Wands, new beginnings, for example, in terms of your finances, so wiping the slate clean, that type of thing. So I do feel that the finances are going to be pretty good for the next 6 months, because I actually feel that you're finding a way, if you've got problems, to resolve those problems, or it might be that you're developing a new idea on how you can make money. What is the long-term outcome for that? I just see you being very stable and secure. Long-term wise, we've got the Emperor, and the Emperor actually means to be stable and secure. But for some of you guys, especially if you are restructuring your finances, for example, you're going on a debt plan or an IVA plan or something like that financially here, then the overall outcome might be not just the stability but also boundaries, because the Emperor places boundaries on things. So it might be in the long term you're being a little bit more careful with your finances, that type of thing, a bit more sensible with the Emperor. Let's have a quick look at Libra, at what your advice card is for the next 6 months. What is it? It's entrapment is the advice, and I think that this one would probably work here. I feel that this advice of entrapment is going to go with work. Let's have a look at what the booklet says about that. I'm just going to get a little sip of my drink. So what does it say? What number is it? It's number 34. So, entrapment. The advice is you are letting too many things in your environment control your life. And I think you're doing it here. This is how it feels on the work reading. It does feel like you're letting somebody, or, you know, a couple of people in work control you quite a bit, to be honest with you. Because that Hangman can also be in the long term, you accept the situation for what it is as well. If you think about the Hangman, think about back in the, let me just think, might have been King Henry VIII time, or even before that, sort of like the 1066 or the 1166s or something like that. Often you'd have people who were in stocks, you know, they'd be, you know, in a stock, for example, you know, they'd put their head and their hands in the stock, and people on the street would throw tomatoes in the face and stuff like that. I'm not saying that that's you, but it has the energy of that as well, the Hangman, of a sacrificial energy of kind of just putting up this stuff and saying, okay, whatever. It almost has the energy of just giving up as well, because there is a sense of just needing to accept the status quo sometimes when you get the Hangman as well. So some of you guys, it might be just in the long term acceptance. I mean, I certainly feel around the working area, the energy coming in, what's crowning your reading with the Ten of Coins energy is something coming to the end of its cycle. The Ten of Pentacles, it almost feels like you've had enough. Because underneath this energy, what you're experiencing is, but I can't see you getting away from this. This is the only problem with these cards. Because you've got the Moon completely submerged. Very much attached to, your head is very much attached to that Three of Swords. Can you see how the line goes to your head like this? Okay, your brain is very fragmented. You're screaming out, you've got, you're feeling deep hurt, deep wounds. You're incurring deep wounds here, for example. And it might be that this moon is an enemy, because moon can mean female enemies or hidden enemies. And there's a woman here who's sending signals out. So this person, and it to you. Can you see how the signals are being sent from the head here? And then you've got this woman here. And it's actually those signals that are sent out. Can you see that? I want to just show it to you if you can't see it properly or anything. Look at that. On the moon, which in a work reading can mean a hidden enemy or just hidden, people who have an agenda to cause harm. Look at that. If you look at these both cards together, can you see that line? That red line, this red line here, Libra, look at that. And it's directly up against that woman's head, and it's going to the heart. And then the string is going down and attaching itself to this girl here. Can you see how she's bound? So it's almost like it's very connected. It's almost like the pain here on the Three of Swords is connected to a person here. It's coming from this person, but this person hides in the shadows. They make out that they're not doing anything at all. And so what I'm kind of getting from these cards when I look at them is that you've got people who are playing mind games with you in work. It feels like they're playing mind games. And it feels like in this area here that you're trying to shrug them off. But every time you try and shrug them off, this is you again. Can you see them here as the birds? They are consistently on this Two of Swords coming. Every time you try and shrug them off, they're consistently coming to attack you. That's how it feels. I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you what I see. That's all I can do as a reader. I'm just telling you what I see. That's all I'm doing is telling you what I see. So I would just say, all I would say to that is, guys, that it feels like in the work area, the energy around you, the crowning area, what's going on? What's the energy going into your career? Well, it's about things coming to a head, I think, with this Ten of Coins. The ending of a particular cycle. You've got somebody, I think this moon is the person responsible. They're hiding in the shadows and they're playing mind games with you. They're playing mind. Can you see how they're hiding underneath the water from the glare of the moon? So they're hiding from being illuminated. They don't want to be illuminated. They don't want any attention on them. They're just doing everything in secret. And it's connecting to you. Can you see? So from their head to the heart here. And that heart, the string there is binding you guys here. Okay, so this person's playing mind games with you and they're hiding while they're doing it. And every time you try and bat them off with their cronies, they just keep, can you see, look, you're trying to bat them off. See the crow? Can you see, especially this one here, still coming back for more. Every time you try batting it off, it comes back. They're trying to kind of just, wrap you up in knots. It's but it is a kind of like a fucked up situation, Libra, that some of you guys, it probably won't resonate with most of you. I'm just saying for some of you, if it resonates, this is a tricky shitting situation. Sorry, it is. Because they're playing, the worst thing that you can find with a bully in a workplace is mind games. That's the worst thing. They're being, and the moon means to be covert, not overt. So you're doing things underneath the radar, and she is definitely underneath the radar. But this person has an intention to wrap you up in knots and to get you to scream, But your screams are very silent with the Two of Swords, unfortunately. This person's trying to inflict deep hurt on some of you. The long-term outcome is going to be the Hangman. It may be the long-term outcome is that there is nothing that you can do about this situation concerning them, which might be, therefore, the best thing to do is to look for something else. I'm not being negative. Some people may think I'm being negative on this reading. Really, I'm not. I'm just telling you the way that because sometimes the Hangman means there's nothing that you can do. It's a major arcana. It might everything just might be out of your control in the long term. So this card as an advice card is, you have drawn this card because it's time for a shift in personal power. You are encouraged to take responsibility for your life and choose new ways of thinking. I mean, it could be that in the long term you do choose a new way of thinking, actually, because that's the Hangman as well. As I said at the beginning, it's all about changing your point of view. So that could definitely be reflecting on that card there. All right, thinking that create change. The reality is that for you to make the changes you want, need and desire, you need a system, daily discipline and motivation. As long as you blame outside influences for any circumstances in your life, you are powerless. It's the government, your abuse background, the interest rates and the bank's fault. The system that many ultra successful people use is they read books every day, listen to audios, go to as many seminars as they can, practice recognizing other people's achievements and form relationships with like-minded people. And that might be what you need to do, because the other outcome that comes along with the Hangman is a change of mind or a change of position. So in the long term, you may be changing your position concerning this. And this doesn't mean that it's going to be in terms of the work situation, Libra, that you're fighting fire with fire, because I just don't think that you can do anything with whoever these people are. I really feel that they're just evil. They just look evil, especially the woman in the moon who hides behind, under the shadows. You know, she hides. She doesn't want to get caught, and she does everything covertly. She plays mind games. Her and her cronies, every time you bat them off, they come back doing more. These are bullies. They look like bullies to me on these cards. So in the long term, this might be that you've got, and actually it could be that you get moved, for example. Maybe there's a change of position here. When I say a change of position, literally being moved to another department. So I just feel that you, at the end of the day, it will be resolved. I think this is because you've got the Ten of Coins here. So I'm seeing a resolution to the situation here around your career, but I feel that you've got to own it, and I think that you've got to take your personal power back. You do feel entrapped here, but I feel that if you take your personal power back, you go and speak to somebody about it. If you're bullied, go and speak to someone. If that person won't do anything about it, and if you've tried everything to get rid of them, yet they still keep coming back and batting, and having a go at you, then the best thing to do is probably to look for something else. All right, but you've got to be able to kind of reclaim your power. These people are trying to make you powerless. You can see it in the cards. You can see it. They're trying to make you powerless. Here you're bound up with string, and here you're bound up with string, and it's all coming from this idiot here and these birds, her cronies probably. So you've got to do something about the situation. Don't allow this. If it resonates with you, Libra, please, please, please don't allow it to escalate. Go and get help. See if they can change your position at work. If that's not the case, then maybe you need to start looking for something you're at yourself. I feel that you've tried to ignore it, but these people will not let it go. All right, that is your reading. It's a good, I mean, look, I've seen, I've done other readings that I feel are a little bit more whatever, but this is a good, it's not every reading, whether it's got really good news or not so good news, it's still there. It still serves a purpose to try and help and support the client. That's all I can say, okay? Your financial reading, I personally feel, is the best in this reading. The love reading, I feel, will be on your terms. So I think the breakup will be down to you. I think that you'll do that. You'll just realise that this person isn't for you. It's the working area. So these areas I think are good because these areas don't show too much scarring. It's the work area for some of you guys that I worry about, okay? So you've just got to, if you are going through this, or if you do encounter it, just nip it in the bud. If you feel that you're being bullied and you're not being left alone, go to somebody in a place of authority and get it sorted out. If they won't sort it out, then basically if you've done everything that you can, Libra, the best thing to do is just to look for something else, okay? But it cannot continue. All right, my darlings, love you loads. Take care. Bye-bye.